I have a tough topic. I want to talk a little bit about disclosure, why it isn't happening, but why it is at the same time, to kind of push this agenda. So we're going to talk about a really tough topic today. I'm going to start though by saying that I'm falling more and more out of frequency with those in the third dimension. So not everyone can understand my messages anymore. I'm really working hard at drawing the right people to me that are on the same frequencies, because as I'm working at raising my vibrational frequency, it's becoming increasingly difficult for those in the third dimension to follow me, to follow what I'm talking about, and things like that. So if you're not able to really comprehend my messages, if what I'm talking about is above your level or above your consciousness level, then you're going to be in big trouble later, because people are a lot like radio frequencies, and we have to be on the right frequency to be making this ascension right now. And the problem is we can't raise our frequency overnight. So if you're not working now at raising your vibrational frequency, you might be in big trouble later. So let's talk about the government. That's always a really hot topic. We know that they have the technology, that they have been reverse engineering aircrafts that they have found, spacecrafts that they've found. We know that they have perfect replicas, that while they were doing their budget and using their budget to make their hangar, they actually took like just as much of that where they could have made a second glider. So we know that they have this technology. I keep on telling people to get ready for like a holographic alien invasion, but they're actually going to probably do an actual invasion with the crafts. They've been really gearing up for this their entire life through the media, the movies they've been showing, things like that. And I'm going to talk about why this cover up, why this conspiracy, why trying to get people to be so afraid of aliens. And we know they've been using this technology because they've been abducting people for a really long time. We know the military abducts people and tries to make it look like it's extraterrestrials to spread fear and panic amongst people. So we know this is one of their operatives. So basically, we're going to talk about why they're doing this, and that's free energy. We know that really there's a huge universe out there, that we're not the only ones here. And basically we kind of put a block on technology since free energy was invented, in the first place by Nikola Tesla in 2029. We really haven't progressed. And basically it's because of oil. It's because of how this system is built and how everything is based around oil. Your car, your food, everything is based around it. So if they got rid of oil, basically everything they have built would collapse. We wouldn't have to pay for electricity. We wouldn't have to pay for gas in our cars. We could produce food locally. We wouldn't have these shipping costs and all this craziness. And basically the entire system would collapse. So instead of embracing this extraterrestrial life and making peaceful communication with them, they basically try to shoot down any of their crafts that come in their airspace. They push a lot of fear through media, through programming, with movies, things like that. And they're really trying to make people afraid of extraterrestrials just because they don't want their little domino game to fall down with oil and free energy. That's what all these wars are really about, just invading countries over oil, and that won't go with the regime. So we know that they're extraterrestrials exist. They are here. They are working amongst the people, and they have been here forever. They're actually our guardians. They actually, have been taking care of this planet for a really long time. But I think humanity isn't really realizing that for the first time ever, we're really about to see probably a pole shift, or humanity could be wiped out completely on this planet. I don't think people realize that with all these nuclear weapons that we're affecting not only just our own planet anymore, we're starting to affect the entire universe with our weapons, with our technology, how they're being used. And it's really concerning. That's why you're seeing such an influx of this. But I'm seeing a slow disclosure happening, but it's all for the agenda, for the elite agenda, where they're trying to make people afraid of extraterrestrials, terrified of them, basically. And that's just because of this technology. They will use it for what they want it for, but they don't want anything to change. And the thing is that the whole world is becoming poorer, while a select few are becoming richer. And you're seeing effects worldwide. You're seeing starvation, poverty, diseases, things like that. And you're starting to see the effects really kind of magnified, and things can't go on like this. So there are people here that have been making peaceful contact with extraterrestrials and working with them to help the planet and to help heal and to do separate missions and things like that. And I think it's really important that you realize that most of this is done telepathically or in the dream world, and it has to do more with your vibrational frequency. So people really need to start raising their vibration. Don't be surprised if you see them pull out all of their fleets at once, which would be probably like 4 or 5 UFOs and the big one. Don't be surprised if you see some kind of invasion, because that would be their final card. I know that they have this Antifa card that they're playing, but after that, they really didn't have a card. They just made up the Antifa thing because they were out of cards, literally, and that is the last card that they have to play to take control, to implement their one world government. So pay attention, eyes to the skies, and don't really discredit this, because I've seen a lot of compelling evidence, and I'm talking about from our own militaries, from people in high positions. I've seen a lot of evidence to really support that this will happen. It's only a matter of when. But humanity can't go on like this. It's time to get spiritual, meditate, go within, and just really get in touch with who you are, because this is all an illusion to take us away from our true divine essences. Have a really high vibe day, and pay attention.